This may seem to cover all possibilities. There are viruses known that have a single-stranded RNA genome, half of which is the plus orientation, and can be used as an mRNA at half the minus configuration. A complementary strand must be synthesized from this half before the genes there can be translated. Such viruses are called ambiviruses. Although this discussion dealt mainly with the production of mRNA, some of the information is related to the replication of the genome itself. However, sometimes viruses use complicated replication strategies that may not be apparent from simple consideration of what type of genome the virus has or how it produces mRNA. Some of these replication strategies will be covered in more depth when we deal with specific viruses later in this chapter and in Chapter 16. Keep in mind that Figure 9 gives a simplified overview of often complex situations. For instance, although some viruses can be quite small, almost all encode several function proteins. This can present additional complexities for animal or plant viruses with unsegmented RNA genomes because eukaryotic ribosomes cannot read polycistronic mRNA. Positive strand RNA viruses that infect eukaryotes have different strategies to overcome this difficulty. For example, poliovirus translates the mRNA as long as polyprotein and cleaves this into different functional products. Negative strand RNA viruses usually produce subgenomic mRNA, that is, short plus strands, are synthesized and encode simple proteins. Of course, a full-length plus strand must be synthesized as part of the genome replication. Viral proteins. Once viral mRNA is made, viral proteins, for example, enzymes and structural subunits, can be synthesized. The proteins synthesized as a result of viral infection can be grouped into two broad categories. 1. Proteins, usually enzymes, synthesized soon after infection, called the early proteins, which are necessary for the replication of viral nucleic acid. Proteins synthesized later called the late proteins, which include the proteins of the virus coat. Generally, both the time of appearance and the amount of virus proteins are regulated. The early proteins are enzymes that, because they act catalytically, are synthesized in smaller amounts, and the late proteins, often structural, are made in much larger amounts. Virus infection upsets the regulatory mechanisms of the host because there is a marked overproduction of viral nucleic acid, a protein in the affected cell. In some cases, virus infection causes a complete shutdown of host macromolecule synthesis, whereas in other cases, host synthesis succeeds concurrently with virus synthesis. In either case, the regulation of virus synthesis is under the control of the virus rather than the host. There are several elements of this control that are similar to the host regulatory mechanisms discussed in Chapter 8, but there are also some uniquely viral regulatory mechanisms. We discuss various regulatory mechanisms when we consider the individual viruses later in this chapter. Overview of bacterial viruses. Bacterioviruses, also bacteriophages, or phages, are quite diverse. Various kinds of bacterioviruses are illustrated. Most of the bacterioviruses have been studied in detail. Infected bacteria of the enteric group, such as Escherichia coli and Salmonella typhimurium. However, viruses are known that infect a variety of prokaryotes, both bacteria and archaea. And as mentioned, the virus with the largest known genome, bacteriophage G, for a giant infects Bacillus megaterium. Most well-studied bacteriophages contain double-stranded DNA genomes, and this type of bacteriophage is thought to be most common type in the environment. However, there are certainly many other kinds known as including those with single-stranded RNA genomes, segmented double-stranded RNA genomes, and single-stranded DNA genomes. A few bacterioviruses have lipid envelopes, but most do not. However, many bacterioviruses are structurally complex. All examples of bacteriophages with double-stranded DNA genomes shown have tails. The tails of bacteriophages T2 and T4 and Mu are contractile and are involved in nucleic acid penetration of the host. The tail of bacteriophage lambda is flexible. Although these bacterioviruses were first studied as model systems for understanding general features of virus multiplication, some of them now serve as convenient tools for genetic engineering, discussed in Chapter 31. Thus, the information on bacterioviruses is not only valuable as background for the discussion of animal viruses, but also is essential for the material presented in the chapter on microbiology genetics. Chapter 10 on genetic engineering. In the next two sections of this chapter, we will briefly examine two different types of viral life cycles, virulent and temperate. Virulent viruses lyse or kill their hosts after infection, while temperate viruses are able to achieve a state where their genome replicates along with their host genome without killing their host. Virulent bacteriophage T4. As we have mentioned, a virulent virus is one whose replication cycles results in the destruction of the cell, typically by cell lysis. The first virus to be studied in any detail were a number of bacteriophages with linear double-stranded DNA genomes that infect Escherichia coli and a number of related bacteria. A group of scientists began studying these viruses and model systems and used them to establish many of the fundamental principles of molecular biology and genetics. The phage. These phages were given destinations of T1 to T2 and so on, up to T7. Already in this chapter we have briefly mentioned how one of these viruses, T4, attaches to host and how its DNA penetrates the host. Section 9.6, Figure 9.10. In this section we discuss this virus in more detail and illustrate the replication cycle of virulent viruses. Bacteriophages T2, T4, and T6 are very closely related, but T4 is the most extensively studied. The virion of phage 4 is structurally complex and consists of an elongated isohedral head, whose overall dimensions are 85 times 110 nanometers. To do this, head is attached to a complex tail consisting of a helical tube 25 times 110 nanometers, to which are connected a shelf and connecting neck with collar, and a complex end plate to which all attach long jointed tail fibers. Altogether, the virus particle has over 25 distinct types of proteins. The genome of T4 is double-stranded linear DNA molecule of 168,903 base pairs. The genome encodes over 250 different proteins, and although to known viruses encodes its own translational apparatus, T4 does encode several different tRNAs. While the T4 genome has been determined to have a unique linear sequence, the genome in a given individual virion actually differs from the sequence one would find in another virion. First, a comparison of the DNA from various T4 virions show that the DNA is circularly permuted. Molecules that are relative to circulatory permutation all appear to have been cut from a circle, but in each case the cut was at a different place. In addition, the DNA in each virion has repeated sequences at each end, terminal repeats, of about 3,000 to 6,000 base pairs. The packaging mechanism of T4 DNA involves cutting DNA from a long DNA molecule containing several genome equivalents linked end to end, a molecule known as the concatemer. This concatemer is cut after the head is full and not at specific sequence a head-full mechanism. Since the T4 head holds slightly more than the genome length, this head-full mechanism leads to circular permutation and the terminal redundancy. Circular permutation leads to the interesting result that although the T4 genome is linear, the genetic map of this organism is circular. T4 DNA contains a modified base 5-hydroxymethyl-cytosine. Instead of cytosine, it is these residues that are glucosylated. And DNA with this modification is resistant to virtually all known restriction enzymes. Therefore, our incoming DNA is well protected from host defenses. Events during T4 infection. Early in infection, T4 must direct the synthesis of RNA and then protein from its own genome, and also replicate DNA that contains a base unlike that found in the host. 1 minute after attachment and penetration by T4, the synthesis of the host DNA, RNA, protein has ceased, but transcription of certain phages genes has begun. Translation of these proteins begins soon after, and by 4 min phage DNA replication has begun. The time course of events during T4 infection is shown. Overall, the T4 genes can be divided into 3 groups, one encoding early proteins and middle proteins, and the other late proteins. The early and middle proteins are the enzymes involved in DNA replication and transcription. The late proteins are the head and tail proteins and the enzymes involved in liberating the mature phage particles from the cell. Although T4 has a very large genome, it does not encode its own RNA polymerase. The control of T4 mRNA synthesis involved the production of proteins that sequentially modify the specificity of the host RNA polymerase so that it recognizes different phage promoters. The earlier promoters are read directly by the host RNA polymerase and involve the function of host sigma factor. The first T4 genes to describe the early genes are sometimes called immediate early genes, to distinguish them from delayed early genes, whose transcription requires the synthesis of some phage proteins possibly involved in blocking normal transcription termination. Phage-specific proteins synthesized from the early genes carry out covalent modifications on the host RNA polymerase and Dalton subunits, and few phage-encoded protein also bind to a polymerase. These modifications change the modification of a polymerase so it now recognizes T4 middle promoters. One of the T4 early proteins, called MOT-A, apparently recognizes a particular DNA sequence in these promoters. Transcription from the late protein promoters require a new T4 encoded sigma factor. Interestingly, it also requires T4 DNA synthesis sequential